Hey there guys, we are back. Yes, welcome back to Just Chatting Football. This is a game week prediction video. We are now on game week 22. Our last video came out way back in game week 10. We just didn't have the time to do videos with work starting to pick up again. Then we had Christmas, we had birthdays, we had all sorts. Then New Year hit, new lockdown hit, and now I'm finding myself with a bit more free time so I can get back on the videos, and then hopefully, I can't promise you anything because who knows what life's going to throw at us, but hopefully going forwards we will have more regular videos. So yes, we are in game week 22. I'm not sure if this video is going to get out or not, so if it does, great. I've had a bit of an accident, as you may have found out on the Instagram. If you are following that, please do follow the Instagram, because if we don't get any videos out, then we will always put our predictions up on there. New year, we are looking to do more content as well. Now I've got a bit more free time, I can certainly do a few more videos, and then hopefully next season won't be as jam-packed with loads of fixtures, so I'll have a bit more time to do a bit more content. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into game week 22. Now, as I mentioned, our last video came out in game week 10. Around that time, Chelsea were fighting for top spot. Tottenham were top of the table. The week after that video, Chelsea did in fact go top of the table. The top four at the time were Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, I think, and I can't remember the other one, but I'll ping it up on the screen. City was sat down in 11th, Wolves was sat in 7th, and now everything's gone crazy. City are now comfortably sat top of the table. United are up to 2nd, Liverpool in 3rd, Leicester in 4th. Chelsea dropped all the way down to 10th and now are back up to 7th. Lampard has gone and Tuchel has come in. Wolves have dropped down to 14th. I mean, what a crazy winter period we have had. Before we go into the predictions for this game week 22, I'm going to give you a score update. Charlotte is absolutely storming it. If you've been watching over on Instagram, we have been putting up our predictions week by week, and the scores stand as this. I have currently won 7 of the weeks. We've drawn 3 of the weeks, and Charlotte is storming ahead with 11 game week wins. I mean, I've got a lot of making up to do here. So let's get into it. First up, on Tuesday night, we have Sheffield United versus West Brom. We have 20th versus 19th. Now, the form recently has been a bit of a mixed bag for both teams. Sheffield were losing a lot of games. They've turned it around in recent games. They've won 2 of their last 5. And a big win as well recently as well against United, so good on them. West Brom, a bit of a mixed bag as well. I mean, it's a bottom of the league clash. Sheffield United need to win this one to give themselves any hope of pulling off a massive survival fight. And we're both going for a Sheffield United win. Then next up, we have 14th versus 10th. We have Wolves versus Arsenal. Wolves playing at home in this one, Arsenal playing away. Arsenal's away form is much better than their home form. Not that home and away form really matters at the moment with no fans in the stadiums. An interesting fact, up until this game week, there have been more away wins than home wins. So there you go. Arsenal, true to form though, really. They quite regularly poor at home and better away. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one. Wolves are without Jimenez. Arsenal have sent off a couple of their players on loan. Willock has gone and Maitland-Niles, I think, has gone on loan. A couple of young lads who had been playing well towards the end of last season, start of this season. So could they regret that decision? We will wait to see. Seeing as Arteta is so heavily relying on youth at the moment as well. Wolves, they've brought in a new striker. He looked pretty decent in the last game, just couldn't finish any chances. So I think we could see, it could be a tight one, this one, but I think a goal could decide it. But I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going for a draw. And Charlotte is going for an Arsenal win following that kind of better away record for them. Next up on Tuesday, we have Manchester United versus Southampton. Manchester United sat in second. Southampton sat in 11th. Southampton's form recently has been a bit wayward. They started the season pretty well. At one point, they were top of the table. We've had a record amount of teams sat in top spot so far this season. 9 teams have held top spot. It just shows how crazy this season has been and will continue to be as we move forwards. Southampton have lost their last 3, but also Manchester United drawn their last one, lost the one before that. So this one could go either way, but I'm going to back the Saints to get back on track. I think they'll nick a win in this one. Danny Ings get a breakaway goal. So I'm going for a Southampton win. Charlotte sitting on the fence, she's gone for a draw. Then next up we have Newcastle United, who are sat in 15th, and Crystal Palace sat in 13th. Now, neither of these teams really bring much excitement to the neutral. Crystal Palace are usually described as quite a solid defensive unit, but they haven't been of late. They have shipped a few goals. Newcastle have just been boring. There's no better word for it. Their last couple of games, they've started to play a bit better. Bit unlucky against Leeds, great result against Everton, but I don't know that Bruce will consistently set them up to attack, which is a shame because they have some incredible attacking players. Yeah, they've just brought in Willock as well. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I can't pick a winner out of this one. I think it's going to be a dull game, and I'm going to go for a draw. Charlotte is backing a Newcastle United win. Next up, we have Burnley versus Manchester City. Burnley down in 16th, City up in 1st. Burnley, though, have had some good results of late. So they lost their last one against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, but they did win their 2 previous to that. City, they just win. Their form is fantastic at the moment. We can't look further than a Manchester City win in this one, but I think it's going to be a tight one. Then next up, we have Fulham versus Leicester. We have 18th up against 4th. Leicester's form of late, last couple of games, lost 1, drawn 1. They'd won a few before that. They are without Jamie Vardy. I don't think they rely on Jamie Vardy, though, because you've got incredible players like Barnes and Maddison, Tillmans in that team who can all make an absolute difference, and they have done without Vardy in that team. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom like a lot of people make out when Vardy isn't available. Fulham, they're playing some good football this season, just not quite getting the wins in. Quite a few draws this season, a few close, tight losses. So this could go either way. I'm backing Leicester to win this one, and Charlotte is backing Fulham. So all to play for in that one. Then we have Leeds versus Everton, 12th versus 8th. Leeds are a mixed bag. They either win or they lose. They very rarely draw, I think. They can bang in goals. They can ship a lot of goals. So they're always an entertaining match to watch, whether you want them to win or lose, or, just as a neutral, great games to watch. There's always going to be goals. Everton, mixed bag once again recently, started the season really well, had a few injury issues, a few COVID issues. In their last 5, they've lost 2, drawn 1, won 2. So we are both going for an Everton win in this one. We think they'll turn their recent form around. Then we have Aston Villa versus West Ham. Up until last game week, West Ham will the informed team with Manchester City. They blitzed a load of wins on the trot. Then they came up against Liverpool and they lost. Villa, again, much like Leeds, last 5 games have either won or they've lost the games. I think they're a much stronger team with Barkley in the side, so it's good that he is back and fit. They've got a lot of players in that midfield that can make a big difference, not just Jack Grealish now, which is really lovely to see, not relying so heavily on him. And Bertrand Traore has been a great signing for them, and I hope he continues to do well. Anyway, as I say, it could be a good matchup, this one. Could be a good matchup. I'm going for a draw. I don't know who to back in this one. Charlotte is going for a West Ham win, so sorry Villa fans. And then the last game up on Wednesday night is Liverpool versus Brighton. 3rd versus 17th. Now, I do think Brighton have been hard done by this season to be sat down in 17th. They have played some fantastic football almost week in, week out. They just haven't got the cutting edge in front of goal. They get so many shots away. They create so many chances. They just haven't got the killer instinct to just kill off games and stick it in the net. So, I mean, they should be much further up the table for me on the basis of how well they are playing. Graham Potter doing a great job down there in Brighton. Liverpool's form of late has been a bit neither here nor there. They've won their last couple, but before that they had a couple of losses, a draw. So, I mean, they aren't the Liverpool of last year. Teams are starting to figure them out. They can be vulnerable at the back, so teams can get at them. West Ham had a few decent chances in that last game against them. Should have buried a couple in the first half. A couple of half chances, just didn't make the right decisions, and Liverpool did what they can do. Salah scores a screamer, scores a couple of goals, and yeah, great teamwork to finish off West Ham, really. West Ham get a consolation at the end. But yeah, if Brighton continue to play how they have been playing and start being a bit more clinical, they could get something out this game. So I'm going to back a draw. Charlotte is backing a Liverpool win. And then the last game of this game week, we have Spurs in 6th versus Chelsea in 7th. Now, if Chelsea win here, they go above Spurs, but Spurs will have a game in hand, I think. But either way, Chelsea need to be winning this. Spurs' last couple of games, they've been dreadful. Without Harry Kane, they don't really achieve very much. Son is a fantastic player, but he needs Harry Kane to feed him because the rest of the team just aren't good enough. Chelsea, obviously Tuchel has had a couple of games now. He's now had a week and a bit with the team. Tuchel's changed the system, 5 at the back. Will we see that again in this game? I don't know. The 4-4-2 against Spurs in the last game worked perfectly fine. I mean, we both think it's going to be a Chelsea win. Basically, we can't see in Tottenham's past couple of games how they can win this one. So we're sticking true to the Blues and going for a Chelsea win. So that concludes this week's predictions. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back. We will start doing more content. I know I've said that before, but we will. I can't promise that it will be all the time, but stick with us and it will be there as it comes. Follow us on Instagram. Link will be in the description below because we will always have things up on the Instagram. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give us a like, please give us a follow, subscribe, and yeah, once again, thanks for watching. See you next time.